Hello, VRChat. Tupper here with the 4th developer update. It has been a while since our last dev update, but in return, I've got quite a bit of information for you today. Not only do we have information on the last few releases and the features that came with them, but we have a little bit more on the node graph system we have been teasing in recent blog posts. So anyways, let's get started. There's a lot to cover. Let's start with Favorite Worlds, a feature released with VRChat 2018.1.3. When you select a world from your Worlds tab, you can now choose to favorite the world in the top right near the Make Home button. Marking a world as a favorite will put a little favorite icon in the top right of the world image and put a shortcut to the world in a new row under your Worlds tab called Favorites. You can select up to 32 worlds to be your favorites. You could save your favorite hangout or your favorite avatar world or shoot a world that you'd really like to revisit. You can only save public worlds as a favorite at this time. Another change to the way that you interact with worlds is Recent Worlds. Recent Worlds is a row at the bottom of your Worlds tab that allows you to see the last public worlds that you've been in. Did you have a late-night expedition, found an awesome world but forgot to favorite it? No worries. Just check out your Recent Worlds row and you'll be able to easily track it down and mark it as your favorite. Just like Favorite Worlds, only public worlds will show up in Recent Worlds. Have you ever wanted to chill out in a room with your friends just watching TV? Want to watch some Bob Ross on Twitch or watch a live esports tournament? Maybe keep up with your favorite VRChat stream, all while sitting in VRChat? With the newly integrated Sync Video Stream Unity component using AV Pro, you can watch any YouTube Live or Twitch stream. Adding a Sync Video Stream player to your world is just as easy as setting up a Sync Video player. Plug in a stream URL and we will take care of the rest. You can even set up buttons with triggers to swap between different streams, so you've always got something to watch. There's some detailed documentation on our docs site, which you can find at docs.vrchat.com. Check under Components, then General Components, then VRC Sync Video Stream. There are also 2 new components designed for use with the Sync Video Stream: Video Screen and Video Speaker. Video Screen lets you define where to show your video in the world, and we included a special shader to ensure compatibility with the new stream player. Video Speaker allows you to set up additional speakers in your world and even split audio channels into a true stereo setup. These components will only work with the Sync Video Stream component for now. There's been some demand since the release of the VRChat Home for a package of the assets used. Well, I've got some good news. We've released a VRChat Home Kit, which contains much of the assets used in the home. Although we did not include the laser blasters or the pens, you can create and customize your own version of the VRChat Home for your own use. This is an excellent introduction for creating worlds, and we've even created a video for you to get started if this is the first time you've created a world on your own. Once you've customized your home with your own materials, your own lights, layout, and whatever else you want to include, you can upload it and set it as your home in the Worlds tab. Just select your newly uploaded home under the Mine row and press the Make Home button. We can't wait to see what kind of custom homes the community makes. Check out our documentation for more information on the VRChat Home. You can find its page on docs.vrchat.com under Examples and Kits, and then VRChat Kits. VRChat 2018.2.1 introduced a lot of new triggers and actions to VRChat for our users to create with. Let's take a quick look at just a few of the new features available. OnDisable is a new trigger type that fires when an object is disabled. This allows you to tie together trigger and action systems in new and interesting ways. You can even create a simple timer loop using this trigger. Finally, we have added 2 very unique and powerful components: MIDI Note In and OSC Button In. First, MIDI Note In allows you to interact with your world with any MIDI device connected to your PC. When you press a key or button on your MIDI device, it sends a note on and then a note off on a specific channel and note. This allows you to create musical instruments in VRChat that sync with others, so you can play music for your friends. Second, OSC Button In allows you to interact with your world as well, but this time with a phone or tablet with an open sound control compatible application. VRChat listens for OSC messages and sends events in your current world when an OSC message is received at a specified address. You can even specify if you want to trigger with a button on or a button off. For further documentation on these features, check out our docs at docs.vrchat.com. In addition to all of the changes that we've talked about so far, we have some more for you that don't really fit in a section of their own. In VRChat 2018.1.3, we added an option to invert your mouse, and in VRChat 2018.2.2, we added a sensitivity slider to the system menu. This should help increase usability for desktop users. Also in 2018.2.2, the patch we released today, we've added some text to the world icon showing you the file size of that world. This will help you see how long it will take to download the world, and will help you avoid worlds with excessively large download sizes. We've also added our new triggers and actions to our SDK example scenes. Find them in the VRC SDK folder in your Unity project under the Examples folder. The files are named exampletriggers.unity and exampleactions.unity. If you're confused on how to use some of the new triggers, check out those scenes for a functional demonstration. Finally, we have re-added the particle system limiter, but as a beta feature that you must enable. To reiterate, the system is off by default and you must enable this system yourself. The limiter is activated by placing a file in your computer's application data folder under the VRChat folder, the same place that your output logs are stored. Sound complex to set up? No worries. We have a documentation page set up for you, complete with the video. We've also provided a starter file that you can download and use with default values. Don't like the default values? You're free, welcomed, and encouraged to tweak them to your heart's content. Check out our documentation on the particle limiter system on our docs page. Go to docs.vrchat.com, find guides on the left, click avatars, and then click Avatar Particle Limiter System. There's also a link in our VRChat 2018.2.2 release notes. So, you might have seen our blog post last week about the VRChat node graph system. I've got a little bit more information for you today, including the name of our new toolkit. I'd like to introduce Udon. VRChat Udon, as in the Japanese noodles, is intended as a massive improvement of our SDK, including a new node-based editor for triggers, actions, logic, and event handling. Udon is designed to permit even those without any scripting experience access to the tools, as well as allowing advanced users to take advantage of the full power of the toolkit. So, I'll borrow a little bit from last week's blog post. The decision to swap out of Playmaker was not made lightly. When VRChat first started, the development team was quite small, and third-party solutions were more attractive. However, over the past few months, the team has grown. That has given us quite a bit more room to work on projects of this magnitude rather than rely on those third-party solutions. Additionally, there were some future VRChat design reasons behind building our own powerful toolkit. It gives us more control and flexibility to make VRChat as incredible as we'd like it to be. As we explored Playmaker as a possible solution, it turned out that we needed more control, expandability, and power in a creative toolkit. After some pretty intense deliberation, the decision was made to craft VRChat Udon. The Udon toolkit will be made available as a part of the VRChat SDK, with no additional installation required, at no cost. So, quite a bit is already possible with the tools available in the SDK right now. Let's take a bit of a journey.
You can create jetpacks, a working piano, keyboards to type with, an entire racing world.
Although creating these worlds are possible right now, Udon is going to make it much easier to make things like what we've shown, allow simple and fast addition of new features, and enable creation of even more complex and impressive worlds. Development of the toolkit has already entered closed beta. We are very excited about the introduction of Udon, and we'll be getting more info to you as features develop. We will also show you examples of worlds that we and our wizards have created with Udon, and some previews of what these setups might look like. If you have an AMD RX 400 or 500 series video card and virtual reality headset, then you probably know about the infamous invisible avatar bug. Unfortunately, AMD's older drivers would not render some of our most popular community shaders while in VR. Thankfully, AMD has updated their drivers, and it seems that the issue is now a thing of the past. Check out AMD's support pages for the latest drivers. If your VRChat client detects that your drivers have known issues, it will pop up, notifying you that you should update your drivers. As always, you should ensure that you have the latest graphics card drivers for your video card, available at the website of your GPU manufacturer. In the case of a laptop, check out the support website for your laptop manufacturer. As for things we're currently working on, other than what we've mentioned, user safety and security is a constant, extremely high priority task for us. Every release in the past, and going forward, contains some features for safety and security to help keep you safe in VRChat. Although we generally cannot give details of these fixes due to security concerns, rest assured that this is a continuing focus for us. We want to prevent malicious actors from being able to harass and negatively impact the experience of VRChat users without affecting a normal user's own time and activities in the metaverse. Additionally, there is a new closed beta going on, an IK update. IK, or inverse kinematics, is how VRChat calculates how your avatar's body should be posed based on the position and rotation of your tracking points. This affects 3-point tracking, headset and 2 controllers, as well as full body tracking of varying degrees. Because changes like this affect users in a very visible way, we are taking our time carefully, working with community members, model makers, and other creators to make sure this change is as effective as possible with no disruption to your normal usage. The feedback we've been getting from our testing program so far has been excellent, and we continue to work towards a future IK update. One final point to talk about before we finish up. Let's chat about performance. We are well aware that there are some significant performance issues since VRChat 2018.1.1. Improving performance is a very important effort for VRChat. We are working on some significant changes and patches to the application in upcoming releases that should help with optimization. As always, making sure that your avatar is as optimized as possible always helps, but we are also working on our side of the problem. Keep an eye on our posts, release notes, and dev updates in the future for more information on our efforts to increase performance in VRChat. That was quite a bit of information. As always, if you've got any questions for us, drop us a message at hello@vrchat.com or on Twitter @VRChatNet. If you've got any ideas for the future of VRChat, check out our Canny at vrchat.canny.io. Thank you once again, and we will see you in VRChat.